lot of identity issues because honestly, since elementary school, I've never just focused on one thing. I think it's just a vision of what I want in my life.
No, what do you want?
That's a really good question.
Okay. Do you feel overwhelmed with all these things that you're doing?
Yeah.
Welcome to another edition of the Content Bebop podcast. That's what it's called. And today I'm here with Peggy Lyons.
That's me. Woo!
Come on now. Full of injury, the actress, former real estate agent, former owner of PJL Candles.
Still on it.
Owner of PJL Candles.
Thank you.
And now a director, right? Mm-hmm. Come on now. Mm-hmm. First question, how do you do it?
The Lord.
Oh, nice. Right?
Every morning, for the most part, kind of, sort of. Most mornings, some. I pray.
Okay.
And I said, thank you, Lord, for giving me all of these things and these talents me to put out into the world because they need it.
Is that the way you view it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's I'm put on this earth for y'all.
That's a unique perspective.
Yes. I'm joking. In real life.
Hey man, little conceited, but okay. Do you?
In real life, how do I do it? Honestly, it's really by the grace of God, for real. Like I could go down a list of things that I have done, even these past maybe 4 years. I was doing marketing. I was doing work with small businesses for a while. I was on photography, videography. I was helping somebody else build their studio for a long time. Just wherever people need me to be is where I would be. And so over these past, so like you said, former real estate agent, over the past year, I've been working to slowly but surely take some of those things away because I was noticing that I was a jack of all trades and a master of none. Right? I'm really good at a lot of things. I'm sure. But there was nothing that I was taking all the way. And so even, which I'm sure we'll talk about, but even with recently taking a hiatus or choosing to take a hiatus from PJL Candles, which is my home fragrance business, that was very hard. Because that was the last thing, the last extra thing that I was doing on top of filmmaking and acting. And so it was just this is my baby. And there was nothing wrong with it. It wasn't on the, it wasn't on a downhill. It was actually on the up and up.
Well, that's
right?
Good.
we was ready to go. But then it was okay, Peggy, if you're going to continue to take this business and grow it, and this just start to scale it, where does that leave acting? Where does that leave filmmaking? And I had already, so last year we shot my first film, my directorial debut, and we premiered this earlier this year. And so, and it got such a great response. And, people are asking okay, what you doing next? And it's in order for me to do that and continue to learn about directing and do the work, I'm not someone who's oh, I'm a director now. Now I know everything. No, this is I wish I could go to school, right? I would love to really do the groundwork of learning the ins and outs and the technicalities of directing and stuff like that. I'm so grateful to have so many people in my life who are great directors and who have really mentored me.
Who?
So Kyrie, that is my dog.
He's a great guy.
So Kyrie is my primary mentor. He's the person who told me hey, remember when you said you want to learn how to direct? I said, yeah. He was okay, well, now's the time. And I said, now.
He called you.
He called me. Yeah, so.
He was just looking for a protege, huh? He just.
No. So what happened was, so he had a feature that was premiering in January of this year. Well, it was a private premiere for the contributors.
Oh, okay.
And and it's going through the film festival circuits now. And so I was it's called Stork. So I was in Stork. And from that, me being in it and working with Kyrie on that's how we started to get really close. And so during that time, I just randomly at some point said that I want to learn how to direct, which is true. But in my head, that was years down the line because I'm an actor. So I was just focused on acting. And so, like I said, he called me one day and was it's time for you to learn how to direct. And I was sure, because I'm not going to back down from a challenge. But I was a little scared. I said, hey, what are you talking about?
What are you scared of?
Failure. Yeah, that's one of my biggest fears.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Still, after doing all the things you've done, you still
absolutely,
scared of failure.
absolutely.
Oh.
Ooh, I was actually talking to my old therapist. One time she said, it's like the higher you go, the farther you have to fall.
True.
And that is kind of how I have like felt this entire time until this new therapist, which I'll talk about in a second. But so that's the fear. It's like the more I do and the better I do it and the more successful I become, the further I have to fall if things go left.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, anyway, so that's like that's like how, like, it's just, even think about it now, it's just like, oh my gosh. There for me, yeah.
Okay. Which do you enjoy more, the acting or the directing?
Ooh. That's hard. At this point, I would still say acting because I've done it for much longer. And there's this level of like comfort there, right? Because I kind of know, like, it kind of like, I got my feet.
Mm-hmm. But it's exciting
going.
taking on something new, right?
It
director, right?
That's why I say it's hard, because like I've always wanted to direct, and I don't know, it's just such a like beautiful experience to like tell a story. And obviously with acting, I'm telling a story, but I think from a director standpoint, it's like I get to tell the full story. But it's also beautiful as an actor, right, to just be able to contribute and to like be a part of the story. Right. So I don't know. It's the whole thing. I just love storytelling in general. The whole thing is great.
All right. Okay. Do you work full time still?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! See, that's the craziness. You're doing a lot. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. And so how'd you come to this conclusion to let go of your self-care company, your PJL candles?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you come to that?
Was
that a tough choice, right?
It was very hard. So every year I've done like a holiday party around Christmas time, and so we did it this year. It was great. I got a new like contact for a location that I was like, okay, I can't wait to like keep working with them because the location was great. And so then, January comes and I'm sitting down doing my like 2024 plan, and the plan is to scale. And so I'm like, okay, this is what we got to do. I literally like write out all the things that it'll take. And that's what I'm about to do. And so as time is going and I'm thinking about these things, I'm starting to put things in place, I'm realizing in order to do that, acting and filmmaking is going to have to suffer. Oh. And I'm also realizing that like I'm really getting a kick out of this directing thing, right? Like I'm really like the feedback is great so far. I hadn't put it out yet for public consumption, but I was just like, I don't know, I was really excited to learn more, right? And like, ooh, like, can I take some classes or can I like whatever to learn more about directing? And dang, it's like, well, shoot, if I'm gonna do that, how am I gonna do this? Mm-hmm. On top of still working, on top of family and, being a homeowner and like all that stuff. And it's just like, I was like, nah, I can't let go of the PJL. So I don't know what I'm about to do, but I'm about to do it, right?
Right.
And I don't even know, like, of course I was just like praying about it and just really trying to find the answer. And the answer kept coming, let it go. Oh. And I was like, no, because why would I do that? PJL was doing fine. Like, PJL is like, we doing great. But the more that I was wrestling with it, the more I was getting confirmation. Like, I would do pop-up shops, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't really have to do this anymore. Like, I don't, like, at least right now.
You're right now.
And one of the things that I was talking to my therapist about was, it's not forever. It's more so I could really, really focus on acting and filmmaking, become successful there, which means more money, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm able to like put things in place when PJL comes back around and have staff and have like, it's not just me, right? And so it's not as much of an uphill battle to grow and scale the company when I have people in place to do so, versus now trying to scale it by myself. It's way harder, right? And so that helped me like open my mind that it's not so black and white. It's not so gotta get rid of PJL in order to do this. It's like, no, let's table this. Let's focus here, gain success here, and then come back around if that's what I want to do at that time. So yeah, but it was a lot of like, It was a lot of what's the word? I guess like self. What would we call it? I was questioning myself, but it was like identity issues. That's what I'll say.
Okay, I feel you. Right.
I was struggling with a lot of identity issues because honestly, since elementary school, I've never just focused on one thing. Like
consistency, yeah.
It's always right. It's always been okay. In elementary school, I'm also on the step team, and I'm also in martial arts, and I'm also doing stuff in church and doing church plays and stuff like that.
Goodness.
Right? In high school, it's all of that stuff plus being an honor student, plus being the captain of the step team, plus like all this other stuff, and so it's never been just like me doing whatever the thing I'm supposed to be doing. And so I feel like everyone knows me as an entrepreneur, right? Everyone knows me as a real estate agent. Everyone knows me as like all these extra things. And then it's like, if I'm just only an actor and filmmaker, then it's like, are they gonna think I gave up? Are they gonna think that I couldn't do it? You know?
I know what you mean.
Am I not valuable? Am I not as valuable now that I'm not also actively running my business because I'm only doing acting and filmmaking? Like, am I not as cool anymore? You know what I mean? Like, that's really the type of stuff that was going through my head.
All while getting older in life, you know? So it just kind of, has a little scare to it, you know?
Because I turned 30 this year.
Oh, okay. I feel you. That's still young.
Is it?
It is, right?
Is it?
It's as old as you think,
Which I've been struggling with, too.
I know. Trust me. I'm older than you, so yeah, I know.
It's like as soon as you turn 30, you just all I can think about is being 30.
Right.
Like all I can think about is being 30, and nothing's changed. I look the same.
Right.
Like ain't nothing.
It's all an internal.
It is. Like I don't know. So I'm struggling. I'm working on that, but anyway. So I had to really work with my therapist to overcome those like identity issues I was having because I am still valuable, and I think one thing she really really brought to light for me was just as I am, as I show up, just Peggy is enough.
Okay.
Which, whatever.
Oh. What the? All right. Yeah. Yeah.
She's right. But it's hard because I'm so used to almost like performing for that perceived value.
I understand.
And so, now I get to discover just who I am doing specifically the thing that I love to do the most, which is storytelling. Mm-hmm.
All right. So you do so much. What does a typical day look like? Balancing all these things that you do.
So I try to get up early, and if I do get up early, then I'll do my workout.
What's early?
Like 7. Okay. That's pretty early for me.
Hey, yeah, I feel you. Yeah. All right, yeah.
And then before that,
hey.
Cut it. So I try to get up at like 7, and then I get my workout in and my like meditation and prayer, like spending time with God and stuff like that. Then I start work, which is work from home.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do? Nice.
What do I do?
It's
like
I thought you were dodging the question.
No.
But, you just don't know. Okay.
I do so much. The best way to describe it, because it's an industry that's hard to describe. It's basically the finance industry, to kind of sum it up. And basically it's just like administrative type work. We'll just say that.
Okay. Cool. Sounds fun.
Yeah, I work from home. So
do you like it?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely. Actually, I ain't gonna hold you. I really don't mind it. Like, it's a small business, and so like I get a kick out of like learning how they're growing their business. And just like I do still have like access to the leadership board, like as far as like having conversations with them and stuff like that. So that part, like I really get a kick out of it. And like the work itself isn't like, it's like I'm not saving lives here, right? Yeah. So it's like I don't really take it that seriously for it to stress me out or anything like that. So it works.
Okay. Do you feel overwhelmed with all these things that you're doing?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. You do?
I'm working on not. I'm working on not, but a lot of times I do, because I feel like I have a lot of responsibility. And so...
Okay, well that's why you're cutting some of this stuff back, right? You know? So going forward, what we focusing on going forward?
Acting and directing.
Acting, directing, and full-time job thing. That's these three lanes is where your attention is going, right?
Right. But to be honest, my job doesn't have to have that. It's not the same level of this too.
But it still takes time though. It still takes up.
Yeah. So,
I mean, you gotta be there. It's 40 hours, right? You still gotta be there 40 hours in a week. So that's, I feel because my job is very super stress free. But, it's still, I have to be there, and it just takes it still takes your mind away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The fact you do so much stuff is just like a testament to because none of those things really
go together.
You finished it. They don't go together. Like candles, real estate, acting, directing. Come on now.
Yeah.
But then the finance, full time, like it just. I guess it kind of shows how, just for lack of a better term, scatter-minded your attention can be sometimes. So I'm really glad to see that you're honing in and focusing in. You think you're gonna be consistent with this?
Yeah, I have to.
How do you know this time?
Because I have to.
Oh. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. What's different? What's changed?
Mindset. And kind of seeing the fruits of my labor. Right.
Oh, okay.
So as I have let things go, there has been confirmation after confirmation that I'm on the right track, and it feels.
Like what? God damn. Damn group chats.
Damn, Mouse, be quiet.
Hey, get out of here, you crazy dude. Oh God, so embarrassed. Yeah, what's different? What's changed? Mindset and stuff.
Mindset. It's, I guess, like, there's this freedom that I feel now with, because it's been a minute, right? I decided to end PJL way before I told everybody. Like, and I was okay with it. Yeah, I was okay with it before I told everybody. So, like, by the time I told people, it was just like, yeah, okay. And people were like, no. I was like, yeah.
We're good. Y'all late.
So it's much more settled for me now. And again, just like being in some of the different rooms I've been in and getting a lot of the confirmation from people, it's just like, it's just validation that I'm on the right track. I think I am still searching for what that consistency looks like.
Yeah.
I am fighting against that natural inclination to add more things to my plate because I'll like see somebody who may need something or be like, oh, I can do this for you. Or you're working on your business. Let me help you with that. No. Yeah. So I'm really working on telling myself no. And
me too.
Yeah. But I think also now having a much more clear vision about where I'm going and understanding that I'm almost 8 years into Atlanta and what we doing. Like it's just kind of like, okay, Peggy, what are we doing? Are we going to continue doing the same thing, expecting different results? Or are we going to hone in, be laser focused and do what you came here to do? Otherwise, I could have been in Memphis this whole time. Or
Memphis? Come on now.
Probably won't be in Memphis. But you know what I mean? Like I could be somewhere else probably making money because I got a degree, right? Like I could have been like probably having a much easier life these past 8 years,
right.
Versus fighting for this dream. So let's make this dream a reality.
Okay. How do you stay organized? Like, are you any tools or programs you're using?
Calendars.
Yeah.
To-do lists.
Okay.
I have my planner.
Okay. Like a physical planner? You write it out? Oh, man, that's old school.
I have to.
Oh.
I have to.
It helps you to write over typing.
Yeah. And I do that before I go to bed every night. Before I go to bed every night, I write out what the next day is going to be like.
I do the same. Yeah. I'm starting to do the same. Yeah.
I have to. And then, like I said, keeping up my calendar. So if somebody texts me like, hey, Peggy, like, come to my podcast. Let me put up my calendar right now because I forget. And so, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. I hear you. Yeah, that makes a tremendous difference. Yeah, especially with my inconsistent living schedule. Like you have to put structure to it. Working overnight just throws things off for me. So what kind of self-care practices things do you do? Like how do you take care of yourself? Because there's a lot going on, It
is. So meditation is something that I am inconsistent with. Inconsistency. has been a thing for me.
It seems like a recurring theme.
Yeah, I don't like that. But I'm noticing this in this season.
Right.
But yeah, so meditation is the thing that I do try to do as often as possible, or really as often as I think about it. And then
how do you meditate?
I do guided meditation.
Oh, what's that?
So I'll just like, it's like you'll go on YouTube and search like guided meditation, and then they'll kind of like talk you through it.
Oh, okay.
Which works better for me, because if I just do like straight, no noise, I'm gonna be thinking about everything and forget I'm supposed to be meditating. So it really helps me to like just stay focused with the guided meditation. Therapy is very big for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm so grateful that I found a really, really, really good therapist lately. So I've been through, this is my 4th one.
Oh, okay.
And she's like the one.
Oh, what makes her special, I guess?
Professionalism.
Oh,
you would think that was across
is that
the
a
board.
thing?
Oh,
You would think they are professional, right?
my last therapist, because it's on Zoom or video chat, she literally in the middle of me talking about something hard got up and was like, "Girl, I gotta go get me something to eat." And she like went down to the kitchen to try to find her something to eat, but then found a frog in her kitchen.
Oh.
And so spent the next however many minutes of my session that I'm paying for looking for this frog in her house and screaming about the frog. And then came back, and we still ended the session on time.
Huh.
Yeah.
So that ain't even funny. That's crazy. Like,
crazy.
Yo, what?
She took a phone call in the middle of a session before. It was just a lie. She referred, I should have known, because in one of the first sessions, she referred to herself as I don't cuss, but a therapy H.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said, all right. I just thought it was, she's like funny.
No.
Just different.
Okay.
Different.
So it makes the world go round.
Yeah.
So why don't you cuss?
I don't know. It just don't work for me.
No.
I think it helps me like watch my mouth.
Oh.
You know, because like I stopped cussing in high school, so at this point it's just I'm used to it.
So
but
used to.
Yeah, but the last time when I stopped cussing, my boyfriend at the time, he didn't cuss.
Oh.
And so I remember like one time I was like cussing my friend out, like calling her a B, and we were joking. You know how girls do. We was just like joking, and he was like, "Wow," and I was like, he wasn't judging me, but it was just like, "Oh wow." And I was like, "Dang, like this man don't be cussing, and he getting through life." And then the last straw for me was one of my teachers who I really, really like admired. I was like talking to one of my friends, and again doing the whole like we was cussing at each other type thing. So I'm like saying all this stuff. And I turned around and the teacher was like right behind me, and she was like, "Peggy, like, that's not, yeah." And I said, "Okay, well, you know what? Let's try something different." So ever since then, I stopped cussing. But I think it helps me like filter myself.
Okay. Yeah, I think because sometimes I think I'm trying to cut back to myself, but it kind of dilutes when you do cuss. It's like, is he serious? Is he joking? It's like, hey, when I cuss, you know I'm serious. I don't normally do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel you on that part.
Yeah.
So how do you avoid burnout?
I'm struggling with that right now. I literally was just burnt out like last week?
Burnt out from what?
Everything.
You just cut out so much stuff. What's everything?
Like so much. You know, so just like I've been doing like some renovations on my house. I'm also looking to do like some investment stuff.
Like what?
Like what the heck was I about to say? I'm about to say a real estate investment. Oh, that is right. A real estate investment. So like buy a house for an investment.
Oh, nice.
So like working on that, but also just like I think I put a lot of pressure on myself. So I don't know. It's just like just trying to get everything right. Family stuff and like you know, thinking about my career, thinking about how long I've been here and like all this stuff. I think it's just like all kind of came to a head.
Yeah.
Where I just was like, and I'm still kind of overcoming that because again, it just happened last week where I just really hit a wall, and it was just, I don't know, it was just a lot. Again, in therapy, one thing we talked about was, or one thing I noticed is that I don't typically prioritize or take care of myself.
Oh.
And so
who are you taking care of?
everybody else.
Okay, you got kids?
No.
Dang, you taking care of the wrong folks then. Come on now.
Like, when I tell you, everybody else, and just feeling that, because I'm the oldest, so in my household, not of all the kids, but in my household, I was the oldest.
Oh, okay.
And so kind of always having that responsibility, like, I've just always had to be responsible for a lot of things. I'm looked at by a lot of people in my family as like the one that's gonna, make it. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes that can be a lot. And again, I put a lot of pressure on myself. And so I think coming on the tail end of like recently being burnt out, it's how do I not let that happen again? And how do I not let it happen again? Is taking care of myself and prioritizing myself and like asking myself, how are you feeling? Oh. Right? What do you want? Mm-hmm. What do you want in this moment? Yeah. And understanding that like it's not my job to be there for everybody.
It's not.
I actually don't have any kids. Right? And so I'm really not responsible for nobody.
You're not.
So
other than yourself.
Yeah. And that's the responsibility I haven't been taking it seriously. Yeah. I've been like constantly putting myself on the back burner in order to like show up for everyone else in the best way that I can. And it just for too long it left me like uncared for.
Yeah.
And so yeah. So I know I'm still answering that question.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
You think you don't hit it again?
No. I hope not.
Oh, all right. Hope not. All right, I feel you. Okay. I guess that kind of leads into how do you stay motivated then when you're doing so much. Like, how do you stay motivated? Like, what do you have? Your little pep talks in the morning, looking in the mirror, you writing little affirmations and stuff on the wall.
I think it's just a vision of what I want in my life.
No, what do you want?
That's a really good question. I want, when it comes to career, I want to be as successful as possible. Oh, okay. Right? And that's not necessarily like fame or anything like that.
What does success look like?
It's more so being the best actor I can be, being the best filmmaker I can possibly be. And of course, like setting up myself and future generations for success, right? Like even if I don't have kids, making sure that my niece is good, making sure that, my brother about to have, like making sure that like my, like the lineage, making sure that they're good and that they don't have to like worry about anything, and they can start from a much higher place than I did, right? And so that's a really, really big thing for me. So yeah, I don't know, I just being the best I can be and like letting the fruits of that labor take care of other people.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what keeps me motivated, because it's like I can't stay down for too long.
It sounds like you're still taking care of others because your motivation is behind.
Mind your business, Marcel.
All right. Okay. All right.
Mind your business.
Just put that together and just blurt it out. I was like, hey, that sounds like, all right. Okay. Sound like that burnout coming.
As soon as I said that, I said,
Yeah, all right. Okay.
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. Who aren't we all? So how do you handle naysayers and things? Because you're constantly doing these things. You're moving around. Starting on this project, letting this project in the past, as you're moving around, like how do you handle people that may say something negative? Like, here go Peggy again.
Right.
Doing this.
Right.
I gotta support her launch party, and I'm speaking from experience, but we both know how it goes.
Yeah. Right? It's never that I got that. It was more so like it would typically come from people who never really did much or like took many risks in their lives.
Don't it always? So, you're like, okay, why am I even? After over time, you're like, why am I even listening to these people?
I don't
even.
I never had
to flipping fries. You don't even know what's going on.
That's the thing. Like I'm very keen on like who am I listening to,
right?
And so with people, if it's coming from somebody who has never done anything similar to what I'm doing, whether that's even if it's not the same thing, but like taking a risk and like pushing, shooting for your dreams and like working towards your dreams. If you've never done that, I really don't like respect, but I don't really care what you got to say.
Yeah, no respect. Respect, but no respect.
Respect, but no respect.
Get up out of here.
I really don't care.
Yeah,
so, but luckily I haven't really gotten that from anybody because we all get it. Like everybody I'm around, we all kind of have done or are doing the same thing.
Right.
Miles is probably the only person I know that like has really only, I didn't say only, but for the most part, his main thing has been filmmaking.
Right.
But all the rest of us, we got like all these millions of little like tentacles like that we're doing, and like and things we got our hands in. And so, yeah, luckily I haven't had to worry about that too much. But then at the same time, even if I did, I'm sorry. I mean, one thing about it, when I feel passionate about something, I feel like I know I'm supposed to be doing something. There's nothing you can tell me. Because if I know, like, spiritually, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing in this moment, there's nothing you can tell me.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell you anything.
No, I'm not listening. I'm just kidding. In a negative way.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Trust me, I know. I'm going through my own thing. Going forward, what's going to be taking up most of your time? I know we kind of touched on it, but if I can get a solid, what you doing from this point forward?
So from this point forward, the focus is...
What's the focus?
Directing.
Ah, man, are you convincing me or you over here? Like, what? It's a long answer.
Just stop.
For one word. Directing.
It's directing and acting.
Okay.
So just storytelling. Like, that's the best way I can put it. You know, like, storytelling. Oh. With acting, you know, I don't have as much of a hand in what I end up in or what I end up doing. And of course, with directing, I have a lot more of control, a bit, of like what I'm working on and what I'm doing. And so, yeah, so that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. One day you have to pick one of them two. So which out of those two, which one?
But I won't.
Maybe at some point, you know.
Ben Affleck, he's a director and
you have to be an actor first and focus on that, you know.
No, he's been directing for a long time.
I know he has, but he was an actor first, you know. He kind of had to learn that, and then he became. All right, right. Naysayers. Let me shut up. You listen to me? Who am I? Crazy dude? You just told us and me to shut the freak up. All right, so acting and directing.
Listen, and when it gets to a point where one has to, I'll know it. You know,
I understand. I know. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at peggie.j. Yeah, that's my Instagram. It's peggie.j.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, you can follow PJL Candles. The brand is still alive. I'm still figuring out like what I want to do with the brand.
Oh,
I am not. I
thought we were.
Hey, we are focusing. We are focusing.
That's the whole point of today.
Right. But what I'm saying is,
okay, my bad.
I may end up like that because I'm into candles and stuff anyway. I'm still gonna buy candles for myself.
Right.
So I'm trying to see if I may end up just to keep the Instagram going. Like maybe I'll end up like doing like little reviews or something on there. But I may not. Okay, Marcel. I don't know. If it doesn't align with the vision, I might not do it.
Probably, since candles and acting don't go together. They probably won't, and you'll be okay with that, right?
And that's okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
And that's the point.
And see, I'll listen to that because, you know what I'm saying? I'll listen to that.
There I go again. Talking. Don't need to be... You ain't asked for my opinion. All right.
No, you know, I've actually, because at first the plan originally was like, as soon as I ended it, it was like, okay, I'm about to like keep this brand going. But now, honestly, you're right. Like, I don't know. But publicly, we gonna say,
all right,
the brand keeps going.
The brand keeps going. And there you have it. Thank you.
Also, my film, Who's There, is on YouTube. So go to my Instagram, peggie.j, peggie.j, and go to the link in my bio, and you can watch Who's There, my first film, my directorial debut. And feel free to leave a comment. Tell me all about it. Give me your feedback.
Come on, man.
And yeah, that's it.
Yep, and I'll leave the link for it in the description. It's a great film.
Cool. Thank you.
One piece of advice you'd give people, what would it be? Like someone that needs help focusing. You know?
Ooh.
Like what would you give them? What would you say to them?
What I would say is write down your vision and be specific. Like, write down your vision. What do you want? Be specific about it. And then everything you do needs to go align with that vision. So not candle reviews on Instagram if you're trying to be a filmmaker. Yeah.
Yep.
And this, I guess I do have to give a second piece because that part is important. Accountability. So like having an accountability partner, so not only writing it out, say it to somebody you trust.
Right. Somebody you trust, right.
Say it to somebody you trust who, like, you know, is really in your corner,
right.
and who's going to hold you accountable.
No true words have been said. That's good advice. Yeah. Figure out those good accountable people though, because sometimes you know give it to 2 or 3 and see, because sometimes that person you think ain't
really
one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Peggy.
You're welcome.
Come on now, up 5.
Woo!
All right.